I just got back. Well, not just got back. Yesterday, me and my friend went to the Burnham show, the Bo Burnham show, and we did meet him. And if I can, I'll throw a picture on the screen. But yeah, I have a video to talk about. It's a really recent story. It happened like literally 3 days ago. I had a school meeting with my high school that I'm going back to. And didn't really tell you guys about that. I'll save that for another commentary to explain. But yeah, I'm not going to my school that just doesn't give you homework. I'm going back to the shitty days of homework. And yeah, so basically what happened was, I'll jump right into the story for you guys. This happened a couple days ago, like I said, a few days ago. And we went into school, me and my mother, and I didn't want to fucking go. If you guys do, if you don't know, school meetings are like literally the shittiest thing ever. You just walk in, get talked shit about at a table with all your teachers, and then you leave with a same hatred that you came in with, basically. And I went in there, and it was actually not as bad as I thought it would be. They explained to me that one of my classes I wasn't doing good in, and I had to bring that up, and then, do you want to come back? You can come back. Your grades are good enough. So I just kind of miss seeing everyone, and I don't want to fucking graduate from a school without anyone at it. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. So I said I'd come back. And then we get on the topic of careers, and some lady was talking about what I wanted to do. And if you guys didn't know, I don't like picking what I want to do until I'm at least in 11th grade. Because I feel like some kids like literally rush into it and they're just like, oh, I want to be a doctor. And they hate themselves for the rest of their lives. So I was like, I'm just going to pick my own profession when I'm at like 11th grade. And I'll go from there. And that's what I said. And they're like, no, you got to pick something now so you can get motivated. And I was like, okay. So I basically said that I didn't like, I thought about it for like 2 minutes. And then I was like, no, I can't think of anything. They're like, really? I'm like, no. And then this one lady asked if I had a job. And I said, no. And then she's like, what about your YouTube stuff? And I was like, how do you know about that? Like, no one, I knew everyone at school knows about it. Like, it's so obvious. Like, people at my school know about it. Because, like, my one friend showed that kid, then that kid showed two people. And it, like, spread around the school. But, and plus people were in the story. So it's like, it's pretty inevitable. It's going to happen. But I didn't think my fucking teachers knew about it. And she's like, what about your YouTube stuff? Do you make any money off that? I was like, no, not really. But they basically asked about all the stories too. One of the school counselor was the one who knew about it. She asked about the stories and basically said, she's like, are those real? Like, I know the people that you do them with. Like, you could probably get in trouble. I was like, no, I'm fine. Don't worry. Whatever. If I get in trouble, I'm a minor. What are they gonna do? Arrest me for 2 days? So then I left, and that was pretty much it. It was just kind of summarized. It was really long. It was like a 2-hour meeting. It fucking blew. But I just want to tell you guys because people ask about my school and if if they know about it. So I hope you guys enjoy the commentary. If you did, please drop a like. Let's go for 1K like we always fucking do. We always hit it. Thank you for 52K. I love you guys so much. I am out. Leave a comment below if your school knows about your channels. Peace. Know that there's always that one teacher, whether it's a substitute or a main teacher, who just gets so much shit from every student. Like, literally, they'll just sit there and try their best to teach the class, and every student knows they won't get in trouble by this teacher, so they just act like absolute fucking animals. Today's story time's about one of those teachers, only this teacher had a little bit of a breaking point, and shit hit the fan. So if you enjoy the story or find it funny, please leave a like on the video. Let's jump into this. So it was my 8th grade year in school. I was in middle school. It was a normal day for me, okay? Young 8th grader Luna gets on the school bus. I go to school. I start my day off pretty normal in the cafeteria. I get breakfast. And after my 3rd period and my 4th period right before lunchtime, I had English. Now, my English teacher, she fucking hated our class. She hated us because we were the only class of the day that would take advantage of her niceness. Now, me, I'm kind of a silent dude. I would kind of just sit there and go on my phone, which was still kind of fucked up because she wanted us to be doing English work. But I wasn't like everyone else in my class, like the other 99% that would literally just be fucking loud as fuck, completely ignore her when she'd talk to them, talk over her, and just be rude as fuck. So on this day, we walk into English class. It starts off pretty normal. She's giving directions on what to do during class. No one can hear her because everyone's talking over her. I'm just sitting on my phone. And she's like, listen, guys, like, I really don't want to do this every day. Can you please just be quiet and let me say my directions? And just please cooperate for once. Like, you guys can talk at lunch next period. Why can't you just listen to me? And I felt really bad for her. So you know what I did? I put my phone on sleep and I put it in my pocket. And I started listening to her. And she saw that. And she, like, gave me a nice smile. I felt bad for her. Like, everyone treated her like shit. So, of course, no one listens, and everyone's still being loud as fuck and just completely disrespectful. And she walks over to my table and tells some other students to come sit at the same table as me, and she starts telling us the directions separately from, like, the 80% of the people in the room just being loud as fuck. So while she's saying the directions to us, these two kids in my class get up and start slapboxing in the middle of class. And this crowd forms around them of everyone else. And like even people from my table got up and started going over there to watch. And these two dudes are filming it. And they're slapboxing. And they're friends. So I think they were just doing it like a friendly slapbox match. But still, you don't really do that in fucking class. Like you're just asking for trouble. And of course the teacher goes over and tries to break it up. No one's stopping because she's, a small little lady and it's two fucking jocks and it's just not easy. So I go over there and I'm watching because I'm like, what the fuck? And she's like, you know what? I've had it with this shit. And she goes over and snatches the phone out of one kid's hand that was recording. And then she completely like wedges herself in between the two people slapboxing, grabs both of their foreheads with each hand, and like pushes them away from each other. Like some shit out of an action movie. And they got so mad. They're like, what the fuck? Don't put your hands on us. And she's like, don't fight in my classroom and I won't. And one of them goes, whatever, give me my phone back. And she goes, I don't have your phone. He goes, yeah, you do. You took it from my friend who was recording. And I was like, oh, damn, like he gave his phone to someone before they started so he could record it for like Facebook or something. So then she goes, no, I'm not giving you your phone back. And I was like, damn, like this teacher is really stepping up. Because the whole year, I'm not kidding, like it was like this almost every day. Like people would just completely ignore her and she just didn't give a fuck. She just let it happen because she wasn't in the mood. But like this day was like her breaking point. She fucking snapped. She went like Walter White on them. Like went from the nicest guy ever to like a full-blown fucking meth dealer. Okay, actually, horrible comparison. She is not a meth dealer. I'm sorry. Teacher, if you're watching this, you're not a meth dealer. But she got that, like, anger that Walter White had, right? She snapped. So then this kid goes, just give me my phone back and I'll leave. And she goes, no, you're not leaving. You're going to sit down and you're going to do your English work. And when you're done with this period, you can go to lunch and have your phone back. He goes, listen, lady, you got 5 seconds to give me my phone back. And in my head, I'm thinking, like, what the fuck's wrong with this kid? Did he really just threaten a teacher? Like, she's like this little, short, older lady. I felt so bad for her. So I was like, dude, what are you going to do? Fucking roundhouse kick the teacher in the face? Like, don't threaten her. She's not doing anything wrong. He's just like, oh, teacher's pet, standing up for the teacher. I was like, yeah, dude, no shit. I'm going to stand up for the person that can't fight back. He's just like, just stay out of it. I was like, whatever, dude, fuck you. And she goes, guys, just everyone take your seats. You can have your phone back after class. And she turns around and walks away. And this dude follows her up to her desk and goes, give me the phone. And she goes, go take your seat before I call security. And then he fucking reaches around and tries to snatch the phone from out of her hand. And she goes, get away from me right now. And he goes, give me my phone, bitch. And he tries to get even closer to her and grab it. And she's just got this grasp on it. She's hiding it behind her back. And he's like, just give me it. And she's like, no, get out of my face. And he goes, 5 seconds. She goes, threaten me one more time. He goes, you got 5 seconds, lady. And she takes his phone and just fucking drills it straight into the concrete wall. She threw his fucking iPhone full speed at the wall. And you could like hear it break when it hit. And everyone's jaw dropped. And he's like, what the fuck did you just do? You owe me 800 fucking bucks. Like just screaming. I don't even know if his phone was worth 800. Honestly, his phone was probably worth like 100 bucks. It was used, probably already cracked in the first place. And it was an older iPhone, so I don't know. But it was so, like, split down the middle with everyone's reactions. Like, half of us were dying laughing. I was laughing because, personally, this teacher was, like, so nice the whole year. And she had it up to fucking here with these dudes. So when the jock got out of line, she fucking just broke. And, broke his phone, no pun intended. So we were laughing at that shit. But then the other half that was, like, friends with this dude thought that she was the biggest asshole ever for doing that. And I could kind of see both sides. Like, obviously no one wants their phone broken. But, like, bro, you are threatening to hit an older lady. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? That's messed up. So after she did this, she just chuckles in his face. And he's like, you're insane. And he picks up his phone off the ground and storms out of the room. And I just, like, couldn't stop laughing. And she's like, all right, everyone settle down, settle down. So for today's lesson, and she starts going into her directions, and everybody listened. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's like the whole fucking room changed. Like, everyone, like, just took advantage of her being nice, and then they saw her break, and everyone was just, like, terrified of her. So no one fucking stepped out of line after that. So the best part of this story is after the bell rang and everyone got up for class and was leaving, she's like, hey, Austin, can you stay back for a sec? I was like, yeah, for sure. Now I'm thinking she's about to yell at me or something for whatever reason. And she goes, hey, Austin, like, I really appreciate you sticking up for me back there. Sometimes it's really hard to be a teacher, and in a situation like that, it's really kind of scary because, I'm not that big, and these two older boys are against me, and one of them's, like, threatening me, and I was just really scared, and I appreciate you sticking up for me. I was like, yeah, no problem. You're a nice lady. Like, I felt bad. She's like, yeah, so, here's a reward. And she opens her desk and gives me a fucking full bag of Starbursts. I think she just always kept them in there to, like, reward students that were doing good, and we just never saw them because our class was fucking terrible. So, I guess I was the first student to get a reward, and I got the whole fucking bag, so it was pretty awesome. But yeah, guys, I just left class and went about my day, and from that day forward, the whole class was a lot more